Rahm's campaign has put out a want ad. If you are a young, hungry individual who has some experience in campaigns, preferably the candidates will know about Chicago politics, they have $2,500 a month for you to go out there over 7 weeks this fall to gather nominating signatures. So Rahm Emanuel's campaign has this ad posted on a website called idealist.org. It's for a Chicago-based campaign. It doesn't say it's for Emanuel. However, I've obtained a copy of an email by the person who's coordinating this campaign for petition organizers, and it says that it's for Rahm Emanuel's reelection. Yeah, 4 years ago, Rahm Emanuel came back to town from Washington, D.C., from working as President Obama's chief of staff to run to replace the retiring Mayor Richard M. Daley in that February 2011 election. And at that time, Rahm showed up, or at least he sent some of his operatives and his lawyers with 90,000 plus signatures to the election board on the filing day. That day, he also called the media and said, "Hey, I'm going to buy lunch for the volunteer who collected the most signatures for me." But when you look closer at his petitions back then, just as now, he did have to pay people to not only organize this campaign to gather the necessary signatures, but also to gather the signatures themselves. The top 16 petition passers back then, 4 years ago, were all paid. It's hard to say what exactly this means for his reelection campaign, because in the old days, yes, campaigns didn't pay people to circulate the petitions, but in effect all of us were paying for it, because the people that would circulate the petitions for Daley and for other machine candidates generally were patronage workers. So it's not surprising that you can't do this purely on a volunteer basis, but given that he's been in office for 4 years, I do think it would look like he's more formidable. It would look like he's more popular if he could actually get the signatures that he needed without having to pay people. And it's also given an opening to his one big potential opponent in Karen Lewis, because she has the Chicago Teachers Union backing her. Her members, in all likelihood, could circulate more than enough petitions to gather the signatures that she needs. And indeed, when we asked her campaign about this, they pounced on it, and her spokeswoman said that Karen Lewis is not paying anyone. This allows Karen Lewis to paint Emanuel again as someone who's relying on the money that has come into his campaign, and most of that money has come from corporate interests, and it allows her to paint herself as more the grassroots candidates versus the big business candidate in the incumbent mayor.